I would like to welcome everyone. And I guess what I really want to say to everybody is it's a beautiful morning, but what I want to say is Wo Hilo.
Well, hello.
That's what Miss Grace would say. I am Pam Babione. I work at the Hayes Presidential. I'm the business manager. Christy Weininger is our executive director, and she is out of state this morning, so I am here. And I was going to come anyway. But on behalf of all of us, we would like to welcome all the family and friends that are here this morning. This is the Fremont City's dedication, but I wanted to highlight a couple things about Miss Grace. There was times when she was the house guide here that when it was a beautiful day, or maybe it wasn't a beautiful day, I would see Miss Grace sitting out on the veranda, just looking out over the grounds. And so I think it's just a beautiful, fitting place for her to have a tree dedicated, to grounds that she loves so much. My experience with Miss Grace is I originally was a campfire girl, and then I was a campfire leader, and then I was the executive director from 2005 to 2016. She was a mentor to me. She touched thousands of people's lives in this community. Thousands. Think about the hundreds of the kids that she taught life skills to, the parents that she mentored and guided. Her attitude, she was just one of a kind. I mean, I don't know what else to say. I'm telling her family. You already know that. She was one of a kind. I feel very privileged to have known her and to have her mentor me and touch me the way that she did. Um, this tree is going to outlive all of us. I think it's so wonderful that of, she's now a part of the beauty of Spiegel Grove that she loves so much. So that's all I'm going to say because I'm not going to talk long. And so I would like to introduce John Havens here. Also, I want to say Sue Berriman right here. She is part of the staff as well. She's the development director. And John Havens is the buildings and grounds supervisor. So, John.
So once again, thanks for coming out, and a little bit about the tree. So we picked the white Spire birch. It will turn white as it gets older and mature, and it'll have the exfoliating white paper bark that you're used to seeing on them. Like I said, it's a disease-resistant variety, so it should do well here. They typically do well in this climate. With this tree, this is kind of one of the ones we added this year. So we were initially a level 1 accredited arboretum, and we had to go over 100 different tree species on property. We went this spring on Arbor Day when we planted trees. We made it to 105 different species, and this is one of the ones that brought us over that threshold. And so we are now considered a level 2 accredited arboretum, one of 180 in the world. And so we're real happy with that, and thank you so much. And I believe we got a brick coming out for this and stuff, so there will be actually a memorial brick set down in the ground by it and stuff. So, future times, people coming out can always find it easy enough. And it is our only white birch on property. There's a river birch, but it's the only white birch. So, and thanks again for coming. And Mayor, I'll turn it over to you.
Yeah, thank you. So, good morning to everyone here. Thank you all for joining us this morning. Just to talk a little bit about, somebody that had the ability a person, just one single person that has the ability to make so much of a difference on an entire community. Not only, just for years and years, and I've heard so many great stories, so many amazing stories on the impact that Grace had on the youth, and that's one of my passions as well. Is being in this community, just trying to do all what we can do to impact the youth. And we have so many people doing that, and it's so often as life moves very fast that sometimes people forgotten and things are forgotten. And when we were thinking about what we could do from the city to honor Grace, Sonny, who's here with us today, him and I had a conversation about this, several months back, and we were just thinking of things that we could do. I know it was said it was a city celebration. It's not the city celebration. It's all of our celebration. And there's so many collaboration and partnerships. And I think Grace led by that. She led by partnerships and collaboration and working together and doing you know, what she could do. I was talking to Amanda Sears in my office, and we were just kind of laughing and joking. And, you know, Amanda's in her either late 20s or early 30s. I'm not sure how old she is, but she was just talking about the impact, you know, that was made upon her, you know, just, and it was just you always hear so much afterwards, right? And I'm just privileged and honored to be here as the mayor of Fremont today, just to be able to recognize, you know, her contributions to our community. And as I was saying, the tree will live on forever. It will outlive all of us here. So anytime you're taking a stroll through the Hayes Presidential Center, you can always walk over and just get a peace of mind and just take a breath and, you know, and just take it all in. So, and I know we're here because of the sun, the early morning sun, right? The sunrise, and you know, I was walking out of the office and there was a crew out there, and I said, yeah, I'm the first one in and the last one out. That's what we should do, you know, on this day. So, so I'm going to read a proclamation here, and then I want to present this to a family member, whatever family member's chosen, son. So if you could just come over here and join me on this proclamation. I'd love to say I wrote this on my own, but it took so many people to contribute because there's just so much information, you know. And I will fully admit I do not have all of her accomplishments in this proclamation. So we're just going to touch on a little bit here this morning. We could probably be here all day today. So, whereas Grace Seidel has been a cheerleader to generations of children in the Fremont community, whereas Miss Grace started as a campfire leader in the early 1970s, working her way up to executive director of the Buckeye Council and Campfires in Sandusky County. Whereas Miss Grace was influential in finding the current camp on Baker Road in Fremont. This is where children have come for years to discover who they are, find their spark, and become the leader that they've become today. There's many adults walking around here that she's influenced. After 35 years with the organization, Miss Grace moved on to become the owner and operator of the old garden house. Whereas this is where she hosted weddings, tea parties, and taught children and their ancestors how to make things from scratch. Miss Grace was involved in so many local groups, including Kiwanis, Safe Kids Coalition of Sandusky County, Community Resource Council, just to name a few. She will be remembered for her dedication to not only Fremont, but all of our surrounding communities. That concludes this proclamation. However, what is not mentioned in here is about the impact that she made on her family. And only each and every one of you are able to share that amongst each other. However, today on this day, July 20th, I, Daniel R. Sanchez, Mayor of Fremont, Ohio, do hereby proclaim Thursday, July 20th, this day, Miss Grace Day in the city of Fremont. Congratulations.
On behalf of the Seidel family and Mom and her sunrises and the sun peeking through the trees right there, you know, she did write a book about her 30,000th sunrise, and on behalf of the Seidel family, we want to congratulate you with that.
Thank you.
Thank you. Your first statement here has been a cheerleader to the generations of children in the Fremont community. You know, she started out as a cheerleader before coming.
No pun intended.
She did. It's the way
That's
she
amazing.
got started.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. It's amazing.
Yep.
So, yeah, thank you all so much. I was happy you can all join us here this morning. Good day.
Thank you very much. We appreciate it. We do.
All right, that concludes the ceremony for today. Thank you.
Okay.